be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot. I be beaming.
Hey, what's the deal, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. I know my GPs is up in here with me. If this is your first time at the channel, I want to welcome you here. Pull up a seat. I hope you enjoy the content. And before we get into this deliciousness that is in front of me, go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't done so already. That lets you know when I got a new upload dropping, when I'm going live, or when I schedule a premiere. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get busy because I'm starving. All right. Let me give y'all a close-up first before I tell you what all of this really is. And for the record, I had to have this, y'all. I was on It's Holly's page the other day, and she was eating a steak salad, and that salad looked so good, so I had to have a salad too. But of course, I had to take the steak out and put salmon in it. So let y'all know what's in here. I'm having this Cajun salmon with the rub that I put together. Y'all, I don't have a video. This rub was already put together because I had it stored already. It has sweet peppers in it. It has boiled eggs. I have cucumbers, Parmesan, tomatoes. It's romaine in here and spring mix. Is that everything? I say red onion? Well, yeah, y'all saw all that. All right, so I'm rolling with the Lighthouse blue cheese. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I love this one because it's really chunky. It lives up to its name because a lot of blue cheese is fraud. So this is what I'm rolling with today. What's your favorite dressing? I think mine is definitely blue cheese right now. I don't know what it is about the blue cheese, but it gets me every time, y'all. Get y'all some salmon. Get y'all some more salmon than that. Yes. Trying to get you a little bit of everything. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it? I hope y'all can see that. Because I can't tell if you can see it or not. So hopefully I got that good bite. You know what? I know it's a salad, but I still wanted something to drip. And I was like, what do I have that could go with this salmon? This salad. Like, what could work? I figured it out. I had to bring it back to make a special appearance. Let me show y'all real quick. This is a tomato and a cucumber dipped in beloved sauce. Perfect. So another thing about that sauce, it has longevity. That's some left over from the last batch that I made. And it's been in the refrigerator for like over a week. It tastes like I just made it. So y'all, I'm gonna drop a video today on my vlog channel as well. So y'all go through and check that out. The link is in the description below. It's Rhonda's Red Vlogs. Y'all can find it. You can search it. You can click the description box to go to it. There'll be a video that drops today as well. A couple hours after this one. So you should turn your notifications on so you know. This is so good. It's gonna be perfect for lunch tomorrow at work. It really is. Continuing with part 8 of story time today. Just want to thank y'all for showing interest in this story, for encouraging me to keep telling the story. I feel much better about things. Not that I didn't think I was feeling any kind of way. All of this stuff has been my past, but I haven't revisited in a really long time. But it feels good to just like release it fully. You know what I'm saying? And I see for some of y'all that it's helping y'all out. So I think that's amazing. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for supporting. I'm still early on my journey and I'm really enjoying myself. you guys are interested in the coldest water bottle, tap the link in my bio. It's money well spent. Enter sauce on your way out, and you will get free shipping. All right, so let's jump back into the story, y'all. We left off with Kayla and I breaking up. I want to clarify that Kayla and I, the cheating and stuff that went on, I didn't find out about that until Kayla was completely out of my life as my best friend. So I didn't know about the cheating until way after the fact. Even after we broke up, I didn't know that happened. So that came much later, just to clear that up. But anyway, so she moved out. And I was kind of just sorting through things. Like, our lives were so connected. My friends became her friends. And I was just kind of thinking, like, you know, kind of picking up the pieces. Like, I didn't make an announcement that I was single. All of our friends didn't even know we had broken up. So I was just kind of sorting through things, like, you know, ready to have certain conversations, wondering if people were going to change. Luckily, things weren't weird. All of my friendships, I was able to maintain them. Now, mind you, I'm excited because I haven't been single in like 7 years. So I'm excited to just chill, you know what I'm saying? Like, get back to my friends, get back to myself. I'm just excited about the potential for anything to happen, right? I'm about to have a good summer, good spring, whatever time of year it was, right? I'm excited. Cool. So, like I said, I didn't make an announcement that I was single because, I mean, whatever. I'm just trying to pick up the pieces of my life and move on, get used to living alone again, like having my own space. Like, I'm just getting used to all of it all over again, and I'm enjoying it, you know? One day I'm talking to one of my cousins. She asked about Kayla. I tell her that we're not together. Chilling again. So a couple days go by after me and my cousin talk, I get an email from this girl. Let's call her Nikki. Nikki is one of my cousin's really close friends. Nikki had kind of been trying to like hit on me for a while. Like, she had never been with a girl before, but I knew that she liked me. She flat out told me, and just things that happened at the beginning of me and Kayla's relationship, where she would call me really late at night when she knew Kayla wasn't officially living with me. Like, on her break, she would call me. And just the things that she was talking about, I knew that she liked me. And I asked her, and she was like, yeah, you know, I'm into you, Rhonda, whatever. But I never wanted nothing from her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought she was a really nice person, but I didn't want anything from her. So anyway, I get an email from this girl, Nikki. She's like, hey, Rhonda, you know, word is you're single. I'm just checking on you, making sure that you're good. I understand if you don't respond back. And y'all, I shouldn't have responded back. I don't know what this is about. Like, I was just going through these cycles of women expressing interest and me responding back or feeling like I have to respond or whatever. Like, I was in no place to be in a relationship again. And I just should have left that email alone. But I also felt like I responded because I know her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she comes to like our family functions. She comes to like holiday stuff. Like, I'm going to see her eventually. So I guess part of me felt obligated to respond. Like, I didn't want to just leave her hanging. So I'm like, okay, what's up? How you doing? Whatever. So here we go, y'all. She was like, well, do you want to go out for a drink? I was like, not really. You know, like, I just kind of want to chill. Well, I'm just saying, we haven't seen each other in a long time, Rhonda. I haven't seen you since, you know, you and Kayla's relationship. Like, I gave y'all space, and because she didn't like our friendship, and, you know, so now what's up? Like, why we can't just be cool? So I'm like, ugh. I'm like, all right, whatever. So, at the time, I was living in the IE. The IE is about 60 miles east of LA. She drove all the way out there to see me. We had lunch. It was cool. Didn't think nothing of it. We get in the car to leave. She drove to the restaurant. I drove as well. So she gets in my car, and I'm thinking, like, okay. So she, like, leans in to kiss me, and I'm like, oh. I was like, look, I'm not trying to do all of that. I don't want a relationship. I don't want a situationship. I just want to chill. No. It's not like that. Like, I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even trip, Rhonda. Like, I respect your boundaries. I respect everything. I'm like, okay, cool. start seeing this girl every weekend. She always had some reason why she wanted to reach out, why she wanted to hang out. All of a sudden, her interests were my interests. I mean, like, my interests were her interests. All of a sudden, she was into the stuff that I was into. And, you know, again, like, I feel like I'm still kind of teetering that fine line of, like, I'm going to see her because of my cousin anyway. Like, I'm trying to be cool. I don't want to be an ass. In reality, y'all, she was just kind of breaking me down. She was being persistent as hell. She started buying me stuff, which, by the way, I hate gifts. Like, I don't like people to buy me stuff. Quality time is my number one thing when it comes to a love language. And she was spending quality time, but it was like she was throwing it in my face that she was spending money and she was buying stuff and just trying to win me over. And I was not impressed by that at all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, y'all. We just started hanging out all the time. She would come to my house, be there on her days off, drive to my house after work. Like, it was just a lot. And I'm like, okay, like, do I enjoy her company? Am I lonely? Do I not know how to be by myself? I don't even know at this point. She's just around, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not into her like that at all. You know, like, I don't feel like we're compatible. Like, I just can't see myself being with her. So, at this point, me and Kayla are broken up probably like 4 or 5 months. Me and Kayla are cool, you know, like, I check on her. We check on each other. How you doing? How's it going? Because she's living with a friend and she hates it. And I remember one day, she was like, can you help me do something at her friend's house? So I went over there. And, you know, we're talking. And I'm leaving. She slips me a list, a paper. She was like, read that when you get in the car. So I read it when I get in the car like she asked me to. Y'all, it was a list of women that she said were off limits for me to date. Even though I know we're not together, here's a list of women that I feel like are off limits. Now, mind you, it wasn't like women that were our mutual friends or women that we got to know together or anything like that. These are a bunch of random ass women that she felt like I could potentially have a connection with. Why was a girl Nikki on the list? I'm like, what the hell? Oh. She has no idea that me and Nikki have been hanging out. I have never mentioned it. And so I asked her, I'm like, why is Nikki on your list? She was like, I know how she felt about you, like, when we first got together. And I just feel like now would be a great time for y'all to get together. And I just feel like that it's a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, if y'all hook up, that means you wanted her this whole time. And she just had this whole thing. And I'm like, but a whole list of women? It was like 10 women on this list. And I was like, girl, what? How you gonna tell me a woman is off limits if I feel like I'm not violating any of, like, the friendship code or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? So whatever. So I go back and I tell Nikki about this. She can't stand Kayla. She was never good for you. I knew you should have never got with her. Like, da, da, da. I could be better for you than she was. I have this, I have that, blah, 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 blah. Even though she had her stuff together a little bit, like, she had a job, she had a car. Her living situation was a little interesting, a little off to me. But she was like, you know, I mean, she had more than Kayla had. But still, I just did not want her, you guys. Like, she just didn't do it for me. No. She hanging around, keeping me company. I mentioned stuff that I may talk about something casually while we're just talking. Next thing I know, whatever I've talked about, she's now purchased, and now it's at my house. And y'all, she is really committed and ready to break me down. Like, she is staying the course. She calls herself getting jealous and stuff, like when I would be on the phone with other women, who a lot of them were just my friends. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there were women that were, like, showing interest in me. So whatever. I mean, I can entertain anybody that I want. And I don't feel like that I can't talk to certain people in front of you because this is not a thing. And I keep on telling you, this is not a thing. She literally was just in a place where she would take whatever I would give her. Like, so y'all, she a warm body basically at this point. Not gonna lie, we would lay in the bed together. She wanted to have sex. I was trying to, like, keep that off the table. Like, nah, I'm cool. Because I don't want to complicate this. Because if we have sex, you really gonna, like, be coming around. And not to mention, she had never been with a woman. And I'm like, I definitely don't want to deal with that shit. So, everything is cool. until tragedy strikes. My aunt passes away. And she's at the funeral because her and my cousin are friends. Like, they're really good friends. Maybe even best friends at one point. So, she comes to the funeral. She's there for me. Like, she's comforting me, you guys. Like, she's going all out to make sure that I'm good. Just, you know, really being loving and supporting and, like, doing stuff for my cousin as well. Like, she really, really showed up. I got food poisoning at my aunt's funeral at the repast. So I am just in a horrible state. I'm throwing up everywhere. I'm so sick, and she's taking such good care of me. Like, my mom didn't have to come over or anything because Nikki was there. Excuse me. Nikki was there to take care of me. So when I finally felt better, I'm not joking, y'all. I finally snapped out of it a couple days later. I felt like I owed it to her. I don't know why. We laying in bed. I remember I had my head in her lap. And I was like, will you be my girlfriend? She lit the fuck up, y'all, like a Christmas tree. She was like, what? What'd you say? I was like, will you be my girlfriend? She was like, y'all would have thought that I would have asked her to marry me and move to Paris. Like, she was so elated and excited and floating and jumping around and shit. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, she was so happy. So we get in this relationship, and it just never really, nothing ever really was right about the situation. It just was wrong from the jump. You know what I'm saying? She became really possessive. All of a sudden, things weren't going right at her house. Rhonda, can I come live with you? Da 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 da. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is probably one of the worst things I've ever done. The timing of her asking to come live with me was very interesting. So, I was working from home. And I had gotten used to my job. I was used to working like 15 hours of overtime, 20 hours of overtime every pay period. And I was doing this for like 5 or 6 years. So, I really didn't know how much money I made because I was so used to overtime. So, all of a sudden, one day, they cut the overtime out. Like, just stopped it. Cold turkey. We're done. It's a wrap. So, finally, I see how much I really make. Y'all, I'm making like $10,000 to $12,000 less than I like was used to making. And I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a huge reality check. So, that rent of mine just seemed like sky high all of a sudden. You know, now that I'm making this much, now I'm not making as much money. So when Nikki asks, can she live with me? I'm like, the big part of me was like, hell no. And then just the responsible, keep your credit good, do what you got to do side of me is like, hell yeah. So I said, yeah. She's so excited. She telling her sisters, talking to her friends all on the phone. Like, we gonna live together. I'm about to move in, blah, blah, blah. Now, mind you, she worked in LA and was driving 60 miles. So she was driving 60 miles to come home. So she was driving over 120 miles a day to go to work during the week and then would have 2 days off. Why she was doing that, I have no idea. But anyway, she offered, said she wanted to move in, and I said yes. Here we are trying to build this little fake life together because, I mean, it really didn't have anything to stand on. I was not excited about it. I was not into her. I mean, of course, we eventually had sex, you guys, and she just, as a woman who does this for the first time, like, they become really clingy. I'm sure some of you probably have experience. Either you are the person who was clingy or you were the person who was clung on to. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it goes. And it just became a lot. Really possessive. Low-key, I feel like she was trying to isolate me. I remember I got off work at 1:30. She changed her schedule, y'all. And she would be rolling up and getting home at about 2 o'clock. Because I really had I had the whole day without her, but I was working. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just at the house kicking it with my feet up. I was working. So by the time it was time for me to chill, she was coming home from work. So she would get home 30 minutes after I got off work. And I promise you, she would say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? How's the day? How you doing? Good to see you. Yada, yada, yada. She would always have beer and Jack in the Box or pizza in her hand. This girl could not cook, would not cook, and was feeding me fast food every single day, y'all. Like, just got all kind of stuff going on. Y'all, seriously, she would come home and be like, okay, so I just think it's a good idea that you not talk to anybody for the rest of the day. You know, I think that we should spend time together. You know, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? It's pretty early in the day still. She was like, yeah, I think that, you know, and unless it's your parents, I think that it's a good idea for you just to, you know, basically avoid all your phone calls and don't return any of your texts so we can spend time together. And I'm like, what? I was like, are you kidding? Are you being serious? She was like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I just like that's what a healthy relationship is like, for us to really spend, you know, you give me your undivided attention. I mean, because again, I think that only person that can really, you know what I'm saying, get in on this is your parents. Other than that, I mean, everybody else can wait. And I was like, what? So it was just too much, y'all. Like, we would argue all the time because I was so unhappy. And like I said, she didn't know how to cook. She didn't clean at all. So her off days, she wanted to spend her time laying around. And I get that you're making this drive, but you decided to do that on your own. That had nothing to do with me. You were fine with doing this. And frankly, you know what I'm saying, we in this house together at this point. You know what I'm saying, you eat. Like, I would cook all the time. And I'm like, I would like somebody to cook for me every now and then as well. And she would do this thing that would piss me off, you guys. She would buy these lemons. And these lemons, apparently her mom taught them how to clean using lemons or whatever, making the house sparkly clean. She would buy these lemons with the intent of cleaning and never use the lemons. They will always go bad. They will always be spoiled. And I'm like, what happened to you cleaning up? Oh, you know, well, I had to do this and I had to do that. And she wasn't doing shit. I would see her just laying around, looking at me, watching me do shit. That's what she would be doing. Like, she just had no life, you know what I'm saying? My friends did not like her. Nobody wanted to be around her. I stopped getting invites to places because they were like, well, if Rhonda's going to bring Nikki, we can't invite Rhonda. So she's affecting my social life. I see the invitations are slowing down. So now I don't even want to do nothing, you know, because I'm a very social person. She wasn't cutting it. Now, mind you, I'm in this relationship. And one day, not even one day. Oh, I had to take Nikki. I had to take Kayla off my benefits. It was time for me to, because she was on my benefits previously and I needed to take her off. Kayla was pissed. She had to come over and sign something. So she comes over and Nikki kind of thinks that Kayla doesn't know about our relationship, but she's not sure. So I tell her that, you know, Kayla needs to come sign for something or whatever so I can, you know, make this amendment to this paperwork and we can move our separate ways about whatever. So, of course, Kayla comes. I'm trying to hurry her off so she can get on, so I don't want her to see Nikki. Nikki, of course, comes out the house. And what does Kayla do? Kayla's like, oh, so y'all messing around? Of course, she refers back to this damn list that she gave me of women that you can't mess with or whatever. And I'm like, are you kidding me? She was like, I knew it, Rhonda. I knew it was going to be somebody on that paper. That was going to be your next bitch and blah, 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 just going off. Y'all, she signed the paper and skirts off. So I'm just like, what just happened? You know? Now I got Kayla on my head talking about, I don't understand what's going on. Like, were you guys messing around while we were together? And I'm like, no, like, we weren't. You know what I'm saying? She was like, well, she was just waiting around for you. And I was just thinking, like, just like you were waiting around for me. You know what I'm saying? When I was with Zoe, there's really no difference. So now somebody's doing it to you, and you can't handle it. So she hung up on me. I'm like, that's true. She and her feelings, that's cool. And me and, you know, Nikki continue on with our little phony relationship. Only thing we have in common is sex, you guys. That's it. I don't like talking to her. I don't feel like we don't have anything in common. We have just no common ground. Other than sitting around eating and drinking and having sex. It was no substance at all to that relationship, you know. And I didn't like who I was turning into. And I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't feel like I had anybody to talk to. Even though I had my friends, I knew people didn't like her. Even though they didn't come out and say it, you could just tell because their actions had changed. And who could blame them? I didn't want to be around her my damn self. So it was just kind of spiraling, you guys. It was totally unhealthy. Not happy. Kayla started coming back around, trying to build this friendship with me. Nikki was not having it. she was really obsessed with like having the type of friendship that Nikki was really obsessed with having the kind of friendship that Kayla and I used to have when we were in our relationship. We had a really good friendship in our relationship, and Nikki wanted that. And I'm like, why are you so focused on what me and Kayla had? If we're in a relationship, why don't you just be present and focus on this, what we got going on right now? Let's figure this bullshit out. And y'all, she was just all over the place and just not a good fit for me at all. You know, she thought it was weird. And she really showed jealousy for me and my mom's relationship. And it really just boiled down to the fact that her and her mom had a shitty relationship. And she always wanted a better relationship with her mom. But I'm like, that's not my responsibility. You know, I'm not going to feel guilty for talking to my mom every day. Like, my mom? Really? Okay. So, it was just a lot going on. Eventually, in our relationship, my grandmother passed away as well. And when my grandmother's funeral services went down, you know, we arranged everything. And it was time to do, the repast. And at this point, my grandma passed away. Me and Kayla were in a much better place. Like, we were really past the relationship. I feel like we were reestablishing our friendship. We were getting back to a place of like communicating more often. She was totally fine or seemed fine with the whole Nikki situation. But anyway, I needed people that I could trust and that would show up and be on time to work at the repast in terms of serving food. So I called Kayla, and Nikki was pissed. She was so pissed, and I'm like, look, I don't really care about your feelings because right now all that matters is that my grandmother has a repast that goes smoothly. And unfortunately, you just can't trust everybody like that, you know, to show up and do the things that you need done. I can only call a handful of people that I felt like would do it. And Kayla just happened to be one of those people, y'all. Like, it's crazy as it sounds. I knew that she wouldn't let me down with that. Her and my grandma had a really good relationship when we were together. So I knew that was going to be part of the reason she'd show up. So she did everything I asked her to do. She didn't do nothing foul, nothing crazy like that. Because, of course, I know Kayla sounds like a monster, you guys. I mean, she has some good parts of her. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that I was in a place of reconnecting with those good parts of her as her friend. You know what I'm saying? So months go by. And eventually, I just can't take it no more. I'm like, I'm over it. She's begging me to take her out on dates. I don't want to go nowhere with her. I just sit up in the house with her. I'm like, I'm not spending no money on you. I was so mean and so short and so, like, I hated the person that I was with her. You know what I'm saying? And she was just, like, I just did not like her, you guys. Like, I just don't know what else to say about it. And I'm going to tell you what the finale was. She wanted to go to this Erykah Badu event. And I was like, I'm not taking you. She was like, oh, you for real, Rhonda? No, for real, I'm not taking you. So there was this Floetry concert going on. Let's go to the Floetry concert. I'm not taking you. I get a text one day. It's from Keela. Me and Keela knew each other, like, prior to us being together. We knew each other from years ago. And you guys will get the history on that. Keela's like, hey, I got an extra ticket to go to the Floetry concert. Rhonda, do you want to go? Mind you, all my friends was going to the Floetry concert. I knew they all was going. I wasn't trying to go because I didn't want to go with Nikki. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just not going to go at all. But when Keela invited me, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go. I'm going to go and go have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen Keela in a while. Just like probably over a couple years, couple summers. And I know my friend's going to be there. So I go. Had a time in my life. Keela was being so sweet. She looked so beautiful, y'all. And I'm like, you know what? Not that anything is going on with Keela and I'm like, I just feel like I'm waking up and smelling the coffee. Let me get out of this fucked up relationship with somebody I don't even want to be with. Like, I don't want to spend time with her. I don't want to be around her. I don't want anything from her. So I need to end this relationship. So I did. That night, I was driving from the Floetry concert. Keela called me at 1:30 in the morning, y'all, to make sure I was safe. And I was like, I'm like, I wonder if Keela liked me, because she could have just texted me. I don't know. Something about her calling me made me feel some kind of way. And I got home. Old girl was getting up. Nikki was getting up to get dressed for work, because she worked a late or early shift, super early shift in the morning. She had to be at work at like 4 in the morning or something like that. So I get home. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. I'm not doing it anymore. It's over. She was like, what? Are you serious? I was just about to, really change my ways and really work on the things that you told me that was a problem in our relationship. I just made a decision tonight, and you going to end the relationship? Are you serious, Rhonda? Yeah. I am serious. So, we're in a relationship. She doesn't have any money to move back to LA. She wants to stay with me for like 3 or 4 months, which I'm like, fuck, 3 or 4 months? That's a long time. I tell her, yeah, but I mean, I'm like, I don't see how this is going to last for 3 or 4 months, especially when I feel like I don't have any feelings involved. I'm about to jump back into doing whatever I want to do anyway. I'm going to be gone all the time. You're going to be mad. Nah, I'm not tripping, Rhonda. Like, I don't care. Like, well, do your thing. And guess what? Me and Keela started hanging out. Not even on the dating tip, but just like as friends, you know? And, you know, I was coming home late at night, and she was tripping. She was upset. She was pissed. One day she called herself trying to go off on me. And I'm like, girl, you got to go. I know I told you could stay here for a couple of months. I wrote up a contract, y'all. I wrote a contract up that said, I'm going to be out of here by X amount of days. It was like 30 days or something like that. Maybe like, it was 30 days. I gave her 30 days instead of like 90 or something like that. I wrote up a contract, made her sign it. And I was like, and you got to go. Like, you can get out. You know what I'm saying? All that money you was throwing in my face when we first got together, where's all that money at now? So now you can, you know, get your shit together, go stay with your sister, do what you got to do. And I wasn't, I mean, I was being mean, but it was just like, I just couldn't do it. I wanted my space back. I wanted a chance to like, just do what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like this relationship just fell in my lap and I didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the relationship was so trash. And it's like, nobody's ever tried to isolate me. And it was just like, I can't do this. I miss my friends. I miss just my everyday life. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. Once we broke up, everybody was so relieved. Like, thank God. People that I wasn't even close with, people that had just met Nikki for the one time, were like, thank God, Rhonda. Like, ugh, I don't know what it was about her, but she was not for you. So that's kind of the end of the story, you know, of our part 8 was Nikki infiltrating my life, me letting her right on in. She got me at a good time when I was just low-hanging fruit. And, you know, it was now time for me to move on to another phase of my life where Akilah seemed like a bright spot. I didn't know what was going to happen between her and I. But you guys will get the details on it, though. I'm going to give you all the details on me and Akilah, how everything happened. It was definitely not what I was used to. But I had to be open because all the other shit I was doing wasn't working out. So y'all stay tuned for that. All right. So thank y'all so much for following the series. Again, like, comment, share, and subscribe, you guys. Let me know about some of your relationships. Let me know if you have any questions about this particular situation or relationship. I'll be happy to answer it. Follow the vlog, Rhonda's Ray of Vlogs. If you wanted to send me something, the P.O. box is below in the description box as well. And that's it, you guys. So I'll be back in a couple of days. Until then, be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.